We begin with some sad news out of Robbinsdale. One person has died after an early morning apartment fire. Just after 5 Tuesday morning, first responders were called to Robbins Landing, an apartment building in downtown Robbinsdale, for a report of substantial smoke in a hallway. Responders found the apartment, opened the door, and saw what Robbinsdale Police Captain John Elder described as a thick, dense cloud of smoke. Elder says as firefighters took care of the fire, residents were evacuated from the building and put on Metro Transit buses to keep warm. Most of the residents are over 62 years old or disabled.
It was an incredible amount of work, but heroic in a lot of these cases.
There was one person inside the affected unit. Elder says responders attempted life-saving measures on the victim, but she died from her injuries. The medical examiner will release her name in several days.
This is very sad. Somebody died out of this. This is one person who will not be sitting with family at the holidays coming up.
Elder says the fire was contained to that one unit, but some others have water damage. All residents were allowed back in their homes. Meanwhile, Robbinsdale police are investigating the city's first homicide of the year. Police responded shortly after 5 Monday evening to a report of shots fired near Lowry and Indiana Avenues. Officers located a crashed vehicle and found a man, believed to be in his 20s, in the driver's seat with a gunshot wound. That man was pronounced dead at the hospital. His identity has not yet been released. Robbinsdale police don't believe the shooting was random. They tell CCX News that they're pursuing several leads in the case. In Brooklyn Park, a city council member is taking 5 of her fellow council members to court. Maria Tran filed a lawsuit alleging she was defamed by her council colleagues. This comes after they publicly requested that she seek a mental health evaluation. Tran also claims the council violated the Human Rights Act and open meeting laws. She named every member of the council in the lawsuit except Boyd Morrison. He was the only member that didn't support the mental health evaluation request. The council previously censured Tran for violating the city's respectful workplace policy. This particular Tuesday is also known as Giving Tuesday, when nonprofits seek financial donations. The Salvation Army has a donation match of up to $25,000 thanks to an anonymous donor. That donor is matching all donations at the Red Kettles and on the website. The captain at the Brooklyn Park facility says those donations are important and make up between 50 and 70% of its annual budget.
It's limited. Our finances are always, we try to stretch it as much as we can and help them the most amount of people that we can help, but it's always really tight, right? So when people give in the kettle or they are contributing even change, it goes a long way. We can stretch it pretty far.
Money donated at local Red Kettles stays with local Salvation Army branches. Kids in youth sports now have a new place in the Northwest Metro for specialized training.
All right.
On Tuesday, Redline Athletics celebrated the grand opening of its new location in Brooklyn Park. Staff members showed off the space to the I-94 West Chamber of Commerce. Trainers even put a few of them through performance drills. The gym offers training sessions for athletes between the ages of 8 and 18 to develop their speed, agility, and power.
Being able to see the progress and the development of athletic enhancement comes from being in a facility like this 2-3 times a week, where you're focused on that foundational improvement and not just on the skills training you get in practice.
Redline Athletics is located at the northeast corner of Highway 169 and I-94. A new senior living community in the West Metro received a generous donation, courtesy of a Plymouth artist. As Dylan Cleveland reports, it's a gift that's aimed at bringing peace to the elderly.
So this is St. Teresa's newest community.
Building a senior living home from the ground up is no easy task. You need apartments where people can live and amenities for residents to enjoy. One of those amenities at St. Teresa of Corcoran is a chapel.
As a faith-based, people-first organization, our approach is to always address not only the needs of their care and the needs of their housing, but also their spiritual needs.
In many places of worship, you'll find stained glass windows.
That's the upper right corner.
And you'd be hard-pressed to find someone as experienced in the art of stained glass production as Wayne Norton of Plymouth.
Probably a couple hundred. As far as, large projects like this, I've probably done, like 30 chapels around the Twin Cities and surrounding areas, and then outside the state of Minnesota, another 10 or so.
He estimates that he spent more than 2,000 hours designing and producing a stained glass piece in his Plymouth studio for this Corcoran chapel. After a year's worth of work, Norton and his crew had the delicate task of installing that piece, divided into 6 large panels, into a window that's 21 feet high.
We're dealing with very small edge leeway, so it's got to be right in there.
On more than one occasion, they even had to shave off portions of the panels to ensure a precise fit.
Should we go a little farther?
It's a project that isn't exactly going to earn Norton a big payday. In fact, it's quite the opposite.
I'm donating a pretty significant portion of this project to St. Therese, just simply because I feel like God has been good to me throughout my life, and it's a way for me to give back to seniors.
Thanks to him, seniors will have the opportunity to enjoy this image of St. Therese standing in a garden.
It's kind of like a legacy.
A legacy piece that will be viewed by thousands for decades to come.
And people like Wayne, who have immense talent, such as he does, really makes a difference to every single resident who lives here.
In Corcoran, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
The installation was an extensive process. It took 5 hours to complete.